And that's a great question. Because there's a line between what a hobby farm is and then when we float into commercial agricultural. As long as that property is producing less than $20,000 a year in income, we will treat it as a hobby farm. What that means is we will run that under a residential program. The client can access better rates. They'll have the capability to access the GDS TDS guidelines, a little bit better of a financing opportunity for the client. If it's over that 20,000, then we have to look at it as a commercial agricultural property because the farming income is above that 20,000 mark.
Right on. Are there any farms or types of properties that you don't consider that someone would look at as a farm and something that's not kind of on your radar?
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, over the last probably 5, 6 years, cannabis has been probably taken up a lot in the news and is from a business side of things as well. That is one thing we don't look at our cannabis farms, our cannabis facilities. Also equestrian. So we don't do any horse farms, which is it's not a contradiction, but we will allow a client to have a couple of horses on a hobby farm, but we won't do, a 35 stable. They're boarding horses, they're breeding them, they're, maybe showing them or any type of equestrian facility. We don't do that. And then greenhouses we will look at, but we look at them at a reduced loan to value. If your clients do come to you with one of those, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can look through it and see if it's something that we will entertain. But besides that, on the other flip side to your question, Justin, what we look at on the commercial agricultural side would be your cash crops. Adam, you had mentioned soybeans and fruit farms, things like that. We also look at cattle. So they may have cows, they may have pigs, they may, be on the cattle side of things. So those are the two real main ones that we look at. Some dairy farms as well we'll look at. But when it comes to that side of the business for us, your client's probably going to have a lot of questions. So we are also here to help walk through the process with you and your client.
Now, you kind of talked a little bit earlier there about, underwriting. And, when it comes to underwriting guidelines, especially on some of these rural res or any property they're looking at, you guys underwrite a little bit different. Rather than finding a tight box that we're trying to fit you into, it's more of a common sense lending of, is there a path to build out, this property here?
Right, exactly. So it is a common sense approach. And, maybe sometime that term gets overused in all industries. We have common sense chocolate bars today, which they never really understood that.